Hello everyone. It's great to see you again in today's video. One early morning, the fog covered the mountains and forests. In the fog, Jack and Tu Tien and their mother set off in a white pickup truck, heading towards a small village in the middle of a peaceful highland. On the winding and slippery dirt road after the rain, the car quietly crossed a small stream, weaving through bamboo groves and lush green forests. The fresh air mixed with a bit of chill in the early morning made everyone feel comfortable. Although the road ahead was not easy and difficult, smiles still appeared on everyone's lips. The car stopped, the engine sound turned off, leaving a quiet space mixed with the chirping of birds and the sound of the nearby stream. Jack opened the car door, quickly got out of the car with everyone. They went to the back of the car. Inside was full of gift bags, food boxes, pots and pans, food and necessary items. The purpose of Jack and his family going to this small village today was to cook delicious dishes for the children here. Together they took the things from the car down. From afar, the children in the village heard the sound of the car and ran out curiously. Their small, sunburned faces shone with eagerness and excitement. They called out to each other, giggled, then timidly came closer to see what everyone was doing. A few of the bolder children ran straight over, standing and looking at Jack with their round, delighted eyes. The children knew that today someone had brought them a lot of delicious food, so they were very happy. The whole group of children immediately competed to help Jack and Tu Tien move the things, some carrying bags of food, some carrying pots, some holding bags of fruit. The sound of laughter echoed loudly in the peaceful nature, as if making the whole morning in the village unusually warm. All the things were brought into the village chief's yard, where today everyone would cook. Jack's mother looked at the children and smiled kindly, while Tu Tien stood arranging the things and showing the children where to put them. The village chief's yard was bustling and crowded today, as if there was a festival. Everyone was busy selecting and arranging things to prepare for cooking, some washing vegetables, some lighting the stove, some neatly arranging the food on the table. Although it was still raining a little, it did not make it difficult for everyone. The scene was bustling, but everyone was very happy. Smiles were always on their lips, because everyone knew that the children here were all waiting to eat delicious dishes that they had not eaten for a long time. The smell of smoke from the kitchen spread lightly in the cool space of the mountains and forests, mixed with the fragrant smell of fried onions and garlic, making everyone feel warm. Next to that, the children sat huddled on the porch, their eyes eagerly following every move of the adults. Jack told the village chief to call all the remaining children in the village to come here so that today they would have a delicious meal. Jack's mother was standing attentively by the table, her hands quickly slicing each slice of golden, soft, and fragrant cinnamon sausage. Each slice of cinnamon sausage was cut into large pieces and then divided into small pieces to make it easier to eat. In the corner of the yard, Jack's mother's boyfriend was chopping pork bones to put in the stew to make broth. As for Tu Tien, she was busy slicing spring onions, which would be the ingredients for her upcoming cockroach spring rolls. A busy scene, each person had a job to do, but they all had the same thought. Today they would try to cook a lot of delicious food for the children and everyone here. Under the porch of the wooden house, the elderly women in the village were sitting, wearing their traditional costumes, a cultural feature that they were informed by the village chief, and had also arrived. Along with the children who had come in larger numbers, they had also gathered at the village chief's house to wait, their faces filled with excitement at the idyllic scene in the highland village. Jack walked over to where Tu Tien was standing. He asked her with concern if she was tired. Tu Tien raised her head to look at Jack. Her eyes were red and filled with tears. Jack quickly asked her what was wrong. Then Tu Tien said that it was because she was cutting onions that her eyes were stinging. Jack immediately wiped her tears and told her to let him cut the bones. After cutting the onions, the two of them started to mix the prepared ingredients with the spices and then fried them. The two of them sat together by the pan of oil, helping each other fry each piece of sausage, each delicious sausage. They looked at each other and laughed as they worked. Looking over to the other side, Jack's mother and her boyfriend also took care of each other as attentively as a young couple. She took off the conical hat on her head and fanned her boyfriend. Jack and Tu Tien were happy to see them happy. They cooked and cared for each other like a family. Tu Tien skillfully rolled each spring roll and gave it to Jack while Jack carefully flipped each cake so it wouldn't burn. In just a moment, the two of them had fried a lot of spring rolls and sausages. Jack's mother had also cut a tray of red watermelon to make dessert for everyone. Jack's mother took out the small boxes that had been prepared in advance and divided the noodles into bite-sized portions. At this point, everything was almost done. She told Jack to call the children and everyone to come out to eat. After a long time of eagerly waiting, the moment the children had been waiting for finally arrived. The children were very obedient and they told each other to line up to wait for the food to be handed out. Each child went up to get their portion of food and then they went out to sit in a circle in a corner of the yard. The bowls of noodles were filled with broth from stewed pork bones. Inside were pieces of ham and bones. Every bowl was full, looking very delicious. When enough food was divided for everyone, Jack started to invite everyone to eat, hoping that everyone would eat deliciously and eat a lot. Jack brought a bowl of noodles into the house next door, where there was an old lady sitting in bed. Due to her old age, she could no longer walk and could only sit in one place. Jack went over to ask her if she was hungry. Then he carefully picked up each piece of noodles for her to eat. Jack took care of her as if she were his own relative. Those images show that Jack is a gentle, kind, and tolerant man. He always goes to help others. Outside, under the cool shade of the trees, the children sat together. Each of their faces was radiant, their eyes shining with joy as they put each delicious piece of food into their mouths. The chubby cheeks chewed, the giggles echoed, mixed with the delicious slurping sounds of the children, creating a warm and happy atmosphere. The joy was evident on each small, innocent face because for them, having a delicious meal like today was precious and rare. It had been a long time since the children had eaten so much food and eaten so well as today. The children finished the noodles and ran to Tu Tien to ask for more food. She gave each of them the sausages and cockroach spring rolls that she and Jack had made together, all of which were eaten by the children without leaving any leftovers. When everyone had almost finished eating, it was time for Jack and everyone to rest. Jack took the noodles and gave them to Tu Tien and told his mother to sit down and eat together. After a hard-working cooking session, it was time for them to sit down and enjoy the fruits of their labor. They ate the food that they had cooked for everyone in the village. Jack and Tu Tien were happy that today they had cooked a lot of delicious food for everyone and everyone had enjoyed the food, so they felt very happy. Tu Tien was also thoughtful. She knew that some children had to go herd buffalo and couldn't come back, so she prepared some boxes of food to bring back for them. After eating, they took out a large pot of sweet soup and brought it out to invite everyone. Tu Tien scooped each child a cup of sweet and cool black bean soup. Even though they were very worried about eating, the children still couldn't refuse the cup of soup and had to run to line up to eat more. Today is a happy day for the children in the village because they get to eat a lot of delicious food. When all the food was eaten, it was time for Jack and everyone to say goodbye to the villagers and children in the village and leave. The village chief shook hands and thanked Jack's family for not minding the long journey to go into the village to cook for the children. Jack said that the next time his family would come up here to cook for the children. The things were all cleaned up. Jack waved goodbye to everyone in the village and went out to help Tu Tien carry the things to the car. Tu Tien held Jack's mother's hand and went downstairs. Behind them, the children stood watching their figures leave. They said goodbye and told everyone to come back up next time to cook for them again. On the bus, everyone was talking about today's cooking. Everyone was happy because the food they cooked today was enjoyed by the neighbors and the children. While they were driving, Jack told his mother that she and her mother's friend would go home first while he went to Tu Tien and needed to go to Jack's new workplace to see how the workers were doing. Arriving at the new workplace, Jack immediately went in to see and ask the workers how the renovation was going. He told the workers to beautify and carefully help him. This would be his workplace in the future, so Jack was very attentive and caring. As for Tu Tien, when she didn't know what to do, she immediately went out to help the workers move furniture into the house. Then Jack and Tu Tien stood together and looked around the house. Then Jack said he would take Tu Tien home to rest because she was tired today.